Welcome back to the 2020 Grassy Hill Kerrville New Folk Songwriting Competition. This year we received well over 700 entries for the contest. Our team of listeners gave each song multiple listens. 24 finalists were chosen to perform their 2 songs for our judges and you. Yesterday we heard our first flight of 12 finalists, and today we will hear the second flight. The winners will be announced tonight during the Kerrville Folk Festival virtual celebration concert. Please join me in thanking our sponsor, Grassy Hill, and our judges, Tom Prasado Rao, Bernice Lewis, and Stuart Adamson. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Hillary Adamson as our MC for the 2020 Grassy Hill Kerrville New Folk Songwriting Contest.
Coming up next, John Brown from Pawling, New York. No Depression calls John Brown's debut album The Road a supple and suggestive blend of astute Americana accompanied by a quiet, reflective glow. He's been selected as Kerrville Folk Festival finalist 3 times and an emerging artist at Falcon Ridge Folk Festival. His sophomore album, Americana Comics, is set for release this year.
Walking alone down Strip Mall Road in Daytona. All he's got to his name is his wallet and jeans and his phone. Straight up ahead he sees a 7-Eleven. 2 cold beers, he's back on the road. Telephone rings, his daughter's on the line. Remembers the time he bought her that yellow slip and slide. Thinks about his ex-wife, things were good for a while. 2 cold beers, he's back on the road. He only knows where the good buzz goes. Like milk to the baby, turkey to gravy. Got a beer and a breeze, hot dog with cheese. And he only knows where the good buzz goes. Dip in his lip, glide in his stride, nothing to do. Gonna go play poker at the VFW. He's pretty sure the moment he went crazy is when he gunned down that Vietnamese family. They came out of nowhere on a mud path. Pulled that trigger, couldn't take it back. That night he held that bottle like a baby, weeping by that Vietnamese family. Sometimes he goes to the grocery store just to feel that cart rolling on the floor. And it makes him feel like a human being. It's 2 cold beers, he's back on the road. He only knows where the good buzz goes, where that Florida sunshine drips red as wine. Out on the pier, please have no fear if you see Private First Class Joe McGee. On Black Friday at the Walmart, I met Jesus. He had a special kind of sadness to his eyes. people ripped each other into pieces over 40-inch TVs and house supplies. And I know the doctors all call me schizophrenic. My brain is broke, what I see ain't authentic. Like that devil laughing down in aisle 20. Black Friday sun was shining like a penny through Walmart's doors. And I lit a cigarette in the parking lot, remembered everything that I forgot, sang a Tom Petty song real loud. Are you a father to each dollar and a stranger to your son? Hey, when the day is done. And I say, Jesus, you're on sale in aisle 7. You come with inflatable gates of heaven. I hate to see you sad, let's get out of here, friend. Up on the hill I got a tent on a patch of sand. He said no one even looks up at the stars anymore. There's a billion lights hiding above this town. I feel like all these lost people would be alright if they just soaked in a little starlight. And I said amen, I hear you, friend. And I lit a cigarette in the parking lot, remembered everything that I forgot, sang a John Prine song real loud. Someone's looking up to you, don't let that person down. Hey, when the sun sets down. On this hill above Walmart, as all them shoppers fill their hearts with their shopping carts, me and Jesus are hatching a plan. And they say I'm this crazy guy, 'cause all I need's right here inside. Hey, when the day is done, are you a father to each dollar and a stranger to your son? Hey, when the sun sets down, when the day is done. Doodum, 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 doodum. Hey, when the day is done.
Next up for your listening pleasure, Claire Kelly from Nashville, Tennessee. She's an Americana singer, songstress, and Midwest native. She made the move to Nashville in 2016 to pursue her songwriting career full-time. Since then, she's toured internationally. She's always writing from the heart. The singer, songwriter, and self-proclaimed optimist's latest project, Don't Quit Your Daydreams, speaks directly to her lifetime mantra.
Hey Kerrville Folk Fest! My name is Claire Kelly and I'm so excited to be a part of the Grassy Hill New Folk Competition. Wish we could be doing this in person, but welcome to my kitchen and do a little kitchen concert. Thank you for the help from my roommates. This first one for me is called Running Out. Well, it's not the miles, it's not the minutes between us, it's not the days that I'm counting down until I see you. It's not the pillow that I'm holding instead of you when I'm sleeping. glass of red wine on the counter when the day is done. And it's not the lack of your laughter I'm dying to hear in person. But that's not the issue. I'm just running out of ways to say I miss you. Say I miss you. I am running out of ways. 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 I am running out of ways to say I miss you. I am running out of ways to say I miss you. With a name like Claire Kelly, I've got a lot of Irish and Scottish blood in these veins, and I grew up on a lot of Celtic music, but I'd never written any until last summer when I was out on tour in Ireland and Scotland. And when I was in Scotland, I was in a small town called Dorney, and the place was so beautiful, just a storybook come to life. And my host referred to it, the rugged beauty of it all, as the land that time forgot. So we're gonna get a little Celtic on you for song 2. Falls off the mountainside, guys so much. Sending lots of love to you all.
Michael Prysock is coming up next. He's coming to us from Dallas, Texas, and is a singer-songwriter originally from Arkansas, now living in Dallas for the past dozen years. Michael's songs are part experience, part imagination, influenced by his childhood, close circle of friends, and his love of music. Michael skips cliched heart songs and prefers telling stories about the people we meet throughout our lives. Uniquely talented and masking a rare personal humility not often seen in today's musical bravado, Michael is a spirited one-man band providing vocals, guitar, and harmonica to a raw soundtrack of small-town life.
Looks like it's just about to rain. Where them clouds are dark, where them leaves are turning green. There goes the lightning, starts to spark. Said it might just be a flood, like it was in those days. So everybody on the boat, they're about to wash us all away. She cried all the way to Memphis, her own trail of tears, pining over some old fool she ain't heard from in years. She went on about his smile, he only hit me now and then, but that was mainly after drinking. Then she'd take him back again. I'm standing in the hallway, I got my back against the door, staring at the ceiling. They got me staring at the floor. I'm wondering if tomorrow might just bring me something more. I'm standing in a hallway, they got me staring at the floor. Looks like it's just about to rain, where them clouds are dark, where them leaves are turning green. There goes the lightning, start to spark. Said it might just be a flood, like it was in those days. So everybody on the boat, they're about to wash us all away. So everybody on the boat, they're about to wash us all away. with the rain laid heavy on the roof, and the thunder praise the Lord. Mom and Daddy, they sang, bringing in the sheaves until the light crept through the door. Who carried you, weighed heavy in my head, all the while I was rolling by like thunder in my bed. I didn't sleep at all last night. Moses parted the water so the folks could pass. Then he scaled the side of a mountain in search of peace at last. Hearts of men grow bitter, and the women follow suit. When it's time for resolution, resolution always seems to get a boot. I didn't sleep at all last night. Plenty rose in your garden, hope it'll bloom by spring. Some fella said, I beg your pardon, boy, about the time I started to sing. Some folks don't get it, and some don't care whether or not you're breathing at all, or whether or not you're even there. I didn't sleep at all last night. Rain laid heavy on the roof, the thunder praised the Lord. Mama and Daddy sang, ringing in the sheaves until the light crept through the door. Who carried you, weighed heavy in my head, all the while I was rolling back like thunder in my bed. I didn't sleep at all, didn't sleep at all. I didn't sleep at all last night.
Our next artist coming up is Shanna in a Dress from Boulder, Colorado. She is your quirky best friend who hates wearing pants and is known for her wit, clever wordplay, and fearlessly personal songwriting. This year, she was an emerging artist at the virtual Falcon Ridge Festival and the winner of the Great River Folk Fest contest.
I remember staring at that picture on the wall. Daddy had a mustache, Mom had a long sleeve wedding gown. Don't On Easter Day we moved him out. I locked myself inside his new bathroom and let it out, a violent, silent cry. No one even knew that it hurt. It was a 25-minute drive to see the guy who raised me. He said, "Don't be a stranger, my baby girl." I was my daddy's little girl, and I was his whole world, and he gave me everything I have. He gave me everything. College dorm and new roommates. On holidays I'd drive back home, set an extra plate for Dad. He'd leave before breaking the wishbone. He could not handle being in the house he built. It was a 2.5-hour drive to see the guy who raised me, and I don't even call him 'cause we fight. I was my daddy's little girl, and I was his whole world, and he gave me everything I had, and I gave nothing back. It's a 2.5-hour flight to see the guy who raised me, and we run out of things to say. We small talk and watch TV, and he says, "I don't even know you anymore." I was my daddy's little girl, and I was his whole world, and he gave me everything I have, and I give nothing back. I was my daddy's little girl, and I was his whole world, and time has taken what we had, but I still love my dad.
Whew. All right, now that I've exposed myself to a debilitating level of vulnerability, why don't I talk about something a little lighter, like the story of how I became Shanna in a dress. It's a really fast story. I wear dresses, and my last name is Whore, like a prostitute, which is a great name to have if you're trying to toughen up through middle school, but maybe not the best as a stage name. So anyway, now I'm Shanna in a dress. That last song you heard was about my dad, aka Mr. Whore. It wasn't about my uncle, Dick Whore. All right, I feel lighter. Are we ready to go back to some music that pulls out your heart and stomps on it a little for our own masochistic, folky pleasures? I am.
I remember being sick, just a little kid, a thermometer in my mouth. You said I'd better stay home, so I did. And we watched Wizard of Oz. You told me stories because you said when the going gets tough, the best medicine is pure love. The last decade, we've been losing you, doctors told me. There's nothing I could do, I know it's just some changes in your brain, but I wonder, are you in there somewhere? I keep thinking one of these days you're gonna wake up and laugh, throw back your head and say, how weird was that? Are you in there somewhere? 'Cause I keep saying to myself, you're still somewhere in that shell, you're just stuck inside, don't know how to tell me. I remember the day you didn't remember my name. I tried to touch you and you'd move away. I'd fight back the tears and the urge to curse. Think, what am I doing here with some woman with a face like yours? These years of losing you, oh, there's nothing I could do, I could read to you, I could read to some woman with a face like yours. Are you in there somewhere? I keep thinking one of these days you're gonna wake up and laugh, throw back your head and say, how weird was that? And we go on from this painful reverie. I don't have to be the sole keeper of our memories. We take a deep breath and go outdoors. I tell you about that woman with a face like yours. They say the last thing to go is your brain forgets how to swallow, and my aunt put a dollop of pudding on your tongue. Hours later, it was still there, and I knew you were done. And the machine played that steady tone, and I felt relieved, and I felt alone. But what did I even lose? Was it my mom or some woman still wearing her shoes? Are you out there somewhere? Are your legs finally running free of that wheelchair? Are you climbing up our old wooden stairs? Are you watching? Are you hearing this song? Are you still that woman? Are you my mom? Do you dance to Glenn Miller and drink martinis when you want to check in? Do you still get to see me? You said when the going gets tough, the best medicine is pure love, and I gave it my all. So did you, of course, even as that woman with a face like yours.
Thanks for listening. I'm Shanna in a dress.
The next set of songs are going to be coming from Daniel Elixir from Brixie, Missouri. He's based in Brixie, where he has been farming and writing songs for the last 2 decades. In 2013, he found some local success with his band Brixie Tricks and was inspired to record and release his first CD, including the title track, Look at Me with Your Good Eye.
Hello, I'm Daniel Elixir. Honored to be included this year in Kerrville's New Folk competition. This song is Five Blind Men. I was minding my own business, cleaning cages at the zoo. I ain't much for talking when I got a job to do. But when I went to wash the elephant and shovel out his pen, in came 5 blind men. When the man there at the tail said the elephant is a rope, some guy at the ear sneered, "Ah, you must be smoking dope." And then somebody off to the side replied, "No, the elephant is a big flat wall." And the man there at the foot, he called out, "Balderdash, the elephant is a tree and your mom is a piece of trash." Then the whole exchange devolved into vulgarity and vitriol. Once I heard the tiger whisper low under his breath, "Whoa, beware the homo sapiens, for they argue to the death. It's always my way or the highway, and if you don't like it, there's the door." I hear folks debating, is it push or is it pull? And is the glass half empty? Well, my bucket's always full, and if ever there's a shortage, by the morning there'll be plenty more. Gentlemen, but I must intervene. I got alligators waiting, and I came in here to clean. I had no time for your consternation and hearing all these insults fly just because you can't see eye to eye. Well, they picked themselves a spokesman, and he stepped right up to me. He said, "Oh, you think you're special, don't you, just 'cause you can see? Well, you might not believe it, but we're doing the best we can. And if you don't like it, just step outside and we'll settle this man to man." Then the elephant seemed bothered, and he shook his head around, and he raised his trunk and waved his ears, and he made a mighty sound. Then he walked around in circles, and he stomped a time or two, and then he did that thing that all zoo creatures do. Well, the man there at the tail said, "Seems we've all misunderstood. The elephant is just hot and wet and doesn't smell too good. And if you'll pardon me now, I think I had better go and wash my hands." Sometimes in the morning, I can hear the lion's rage, and I see the mighty panther. He's there pacing in his cage. I see the quiet crocodile and the lonely anaconda too. I see that pink flamingo and the grizzly bear at rest, and I hear the great gorilla. He's out there hammering on his chest, you know, just as each has his own cage. Each has his own point of view. Thank you very much. So that's a song, I guess, about people disagreeing sometimes in their perspectives. This song is called Probably Not, about optimism, maybe. You have only to believe. She ran off to the circus in the late fall. She was in love with a human cannonball. When springtime came, she started the show, and the circus master let her go. She said, "I guess it's true, I have been wild, but ain't nothing gonna stop my child. I'm gonna give him all the love I've got. I'm gonna name my baby Probably Not. And probably not grow strong and tall. Probably not gonna save the day. Probably not gonna show them all. Probably not gonna be okay. Probably not gonna ask his mom, am I ever gonna get half a shot?" And his mom said, "You have only to believe." Probably not. On the night he was born, her friend Louise said, take my place on the flying trapeze. And the circus master, that old jerk, said, yeah, okay, come on back to work. But what has gotten into you? The dad said, no, the babies do. She said, hey man, we both know we really need the money. So she slipped into her leotard, then climbed the rope and breathing hard on tightrope high in the spotlight hot, she gave birth to probably not, and probably not gonna win the prize, probably not gonna save the girl, probably not gonna open their eyes, probably not gonna rule the world, probably not gonna ask his dad, am I ever gonna make it to the top? And his dad said, probably so. Probably not. He grew up saving all the money he'd make, selling caramel corn and funnel cake, with a magician's girl who loved to laugh. You know that one they always cut in half. And the guitar he bought he'd softly play, while elephants so gently sway, and clowns and acrobats will dance, while chimpanzees all clap their hands, and the lion tamer tapped his feet while handing out his slabs of meat, saying, what a special gift you've got, you are really something, probably not, and probably not gonna grow so tall, probably not gonna save the day, probably not gonna show them all, probably not gonna be okay, probably not gonna ask the stars, am I ever gonna make it to the top? Well, it ain't no crime being insecure, and it's okay if you're not sure of what you'll do or where you'll go. Doubting Thomas was a saint, you know, and the one beneath the baobab tree said, keep your throne, it's not for me. What's the point in being king? I'm already one with everything, and probably not gonna win the prize, probably not gonna get the girl, probably not gonna open their eyes and free their minds and save the world, probably not gonna ask the stars, am I ever gonna make it to the top? Well, you have only to believe. Probably not. You have only to believe. Thank you very much. Honored to be included this year, and be well. Daniel Elixir from Brixie, Missouri, signing off.
Our next person performing is Nancy Beaudet from Cornwall, Ontario, Canada. She was raised near Cornwall, and it's been a place sustained by farming and millwork, where French and English languages were friendly neighbors, and a strong musical heritage was shared all along the way. On stage and off, Nancy practices hometown hospitality with all the warmth and welcome of a Canadian kitchen party.
Hi, I'm Nancy. I'm thrilled to be here to share a couple of songs with you all. I'm going to start with a song that I dedicate to a dear friend who I went to school with from grade 1 through high school, then to college, and then we kind of went our separate ways, but I always thought very highly of her, and wonder how our lives had turned out so differently when we had shared so many of the same experiences. Her life was harder than mine at the end of the day.
They talk about the colors of your hair and your unbuttoned shirt made the boys all stare. The way the rumors flew left no doubt. They all thought they had you figured out. But I knew you since we were kids, and I think I knew you better than they did. we said we'd hitch a ride and go out west. $12.50 an hour in a flag girl vest. Instead we stayed home and painted signs and went on to take the measure of our lives. So light of heart, but heavy the load. I'll never know how much you left untold. Our paths were always intertwined, and I walked yours and you walked mine, but I lost you somewhere down the line. I still have the letter that you sent and photos from a booth for 50 cents and memories of us young and wild-eyed and the resonance of our last goodbye. I pray there's peace in your final rest. I want you to know I'll never forget. Our paths were always intertwined, and I walked yours and you walked mine, but I lost you somewhere down the line.
The longest river in the world is the Nile River, from Egypt and flows down into the African continent. I had a chance to travel to Egypt a couple of years ago and see the pyramids and see the Valley of the Kings and so many incredible temples. And I made some friends there. I got to travel in a sailboat down the Nile River. It was all very extraordinary, and it made me think about how our civilizations mark the passage of time. And it got me to think about how I will mark my own passage of time, or what my legacy will be. And I guess maybe that's questions that we all have and that we all ask from time to time. But I was certainly very inspired and awestruck when I was in Egypt, and this is my song, River Nile.
An ancient river twists and winds in a current of years gone by, in mud and silt and waters deep, whispers wade, secrets sleep. And onward it flows out to the sea, through deserts and it ebbs and weaves, carving the land thousands of miles. River Nile, jasmine and rose. Onward it flows out to the sea, through deserts and it ebbs and weaves, carving the land thousands of miles. River our life and creed, no statue or temple noting our deeds, but a river will cross when this journey ends. Back to the water we'll go again, and onward we'll flow out to the sea, deserts and will ebb and weave, carving the land thousands of miles. River Thank you.
The next artist up is Clint Elfin from Nashville, Tennessee. He's lived in Nashville almost as long as he's lived in the town of Dunn, North Carolina, where he grew up. In that time, he's released 4 albums and 3 music videos. He's a 3-time New Folk finalist. His latest single is called Talkin' Socrates Blues.
Come here, sweetheart, I'll give you a head start. Don't be afraid of the dark, it's half your life. The moon is an onion, it'll make you cry some. The sun is a lemon, it stings your eyes. Don't we grow up, don't we grow up, we get older, we get wise. Memories leave us, we find Jesus on our knees if we get time. You were a heartbreak, somebody's earthquake, talking about a fair shake you never had. You've been through seasons, you've got your reasons, wrestled those demons, drove you mad. Don't we grow up, don't we grow up, everything gets harder to understand. Memories linger, make us strangers, we look for saviors where we can. Don't we grow up, don't we grow up, we lose everything we love. Sometimes words go straight to marrow, only God knows where we wind up. And sometimes words go straight to marrow. Only God knows where we wind up.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
I was fortunate enough to have all four of my grandparents in my life until I was 35 years old. And and I know that's a gift that not many people get. And this is a song about two of them. My grandfather was a businessman, built a grocery store with his brother, and he taught me the value of $1. Back before I was born, he won a boat, got second place selling ivory soap. So my daddy grew up on the water. He couldn't use a hammer or a wrench to save his life, but I've never seen a man do better by his children and his wife. He would wrap his arm around me in that old country church, sing those bass and baritone harmonies like I had never heard, baptized in the water. That was my grandfather. My grandmother made a house a home. She wrote a poem for every one of her children. She knew her way around the kitchen, but she worked every day in that business too, and she kept it running like you're supposed to do. She was a beauty, all of 4'11". She would write folks letters on the backs of old greeting cards. She would read to me from a yellow book of stories that I've still got. She couldn't wait for me to bring her home some little country girl, but I never did. The last thing she said to me was, keep singing for the Lord. Could never love another like my grandmother. She said, love your children, worry about the big things, let the little ones go. He said life is one big shot out of a bow and arrow. You better aim it right, son, before you let it go. Oh, my grandmother was 9 months younger than my grandfather. The Lord looked down and said, that poor boy's gonna need some help. They met each other in a 5 and dime and spent 73 years side by side. And she followed him 3 weeks after his last breath. She said, love your children, worry about the big things, let the little ones go. He said life is one big shot out of a bow and arrow. Better aim it right, son, before you let it go. Baptized in the water, that was my grandfather. Could never love another like my grandmother.
Ann E. DeShant is coming to us next. She's from Avon Lake, Ohio. She was raised in small town Ohio, but now lives in Nashville. Peter Cooper of the Country Music Hall writes, there's virtue in honesty, and in intuition, and in openness, and in tough-minded decency. Those things may or may not make it for fine art, but in the hands, heart, and voice of Ann, they may, they might, and they do.
Hi everybody, I'm Annie. I'm so happy you're here. This is Train Song.
Everybody's got a train song, a gotta go and search my soul song, a hit the track might not come back song, run from my past, damn love don't last song. Hear the whistle blow, whisper into your gypsy soul, but like them Folsom prison blues, you got walls holding you. Hear that whistle blow. Everybody's got a story, a fall down hard, a glimpse of glory, a woulda, coulda done if only. She broke my heart and left me lonely. Hear the whistle blow, whisper into your gypsy soul, but like them Folsom prison blues, you got walls holding you. Hear that whistle blow. Everybody's got a wish. Go back and get something I missed. And I'd have dared, but I was scared to take a risk. And I should have leaned in for that kiss. Hear the whistle blow, whisper into your gypsy soul, but like them Folsom prison blues, you got walls holding you. That whistle blow.
Thank you, everybody, so much. I'm imagining a big audience with people clapping. Hopefully, it's really strange to be here for the very first time at Kerrville in these circumstances, and I congratulate everybody at Kerrville for being so nimble and making this happen. I'm so happy to be here for the first time, and congratulations to all the other finalists who have rolled with the punches here, and I'm looking so forward to next year and being with all of you in person. Right now, I'm going to do my second song, which is Dance with Your Demons. And first, let me introduce to you my very, very good friend and wonderful guitarist. This is Mike Sievers. Okay, this is Dance with Your Demons.
I got this friend, her life hasn't been easy. She lost some of her best years to Adderall and whiskey. She's on her way back up, but every day's a struggle. She says, I feel like a phoenix, halfway out of the rubble. And I asked her, how do you keep on going? She said, you gotta dance with your demons when they're standing in your way. If they tell you they're not leaving, you don't have to let them stay. You got the right to run your life. Don't give them power anymore. You gotta dance with your demons, dance them out the door. You know, I got this voice, it lives inside my head. Tells me I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty, I'm a mess. Sometimes I let it win on days when I feel lonely. Then I think about that friend of mine and everything she told me. You gotta dance with your demons when they're standing in your way. If they tell you they're not leaving, you don't have to let them stay. You got the right to run your life. Don't give them power anymore. You gotta dance with your demons, dance them out the door. I ain't going down without a fight. I ain't going down without a fight. I ain't going down without a fight. You gotta dance with your demons when they're standing in your way. If they tell you they're not leaving, you don't have to let them stay. You got the right to run your life. Don't give them power anymore. You gotta dance with your demons, dance them out the door. Dance them out the door.
Thank you, everybody. That is Dance with Your Demons. I'm Annie DeShant. This is Michael Sievers on guitar. Erin is behind the camera, and I want to thank her for being so nimble, just like all of you at Kerrville. Once again, thank you for inviting me to be here. Congratulations to 24 finalists. It's my pleasure to be with you, and I remind you to please stay safe. You are not alone. We are all connected, and I will see you next year. Have a great festival.
The next artist you're about to experience is Alex Wong out of Nashville, Tennessee. He's a Latin Grammy-nominated producer and artist. He's produced Delta Ray, Ari Hest, Melissa Farrick, and others, and released 2 solo records too. For his newest album, he created a listening and tasting experience, pairing an emotionally relevant dish with each track. He's performed at Coachella and NPR's Mountain Stage.
Kerrville, thank you so much for having me. My name is Alex Wong. This is my first time at your festival. It's beautiful here. It feels like home. This is a song called Wherever You Are.
Beyond the blinking city lights, we search for signals in the sky. We all look up alone together. We scan the faces in the crowd for something we can't say out loud. but we followed it forever. Wherever you are, I am racing through the night. Wherever you are, I will make the stars align, and I promise we'll remember, even if we don't understand. Wherever you are, I'm coming as fast as I can. Old friend, what if we've always known that there's a map that guides us home? We're all returning to each other. So look up, look up, look at the ancient lights. There is one you'll recognize. I'm coming back for you, my lover. Wherever you are, I am racing through the night. Wherever you are, I will make the stars align, and I promise we'll remember, even if we don't understand. Wherever you are, I'm coming as fast as I can. La la eh, la eh, la 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 eh, la eh, la eh, la 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 eh, la eh, la 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 eh, la eh, la eh, la la eh, la eh, la 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 eh, la eh, la eh, la la eh, la eh, la. And after the bones dry out, after the treasure's all been found, after the sun goes down, darling, let's change our names and start this game again. Wherever you are, I am racing through the night. Wherever you are, I will make the stars align, and I promise we'll remember, even if we don't understand. Wherever you are, wherever you are, wherever you are, wherever you are, la la eh, la eh, la 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 eh, la eh, la eh, la la eh, la eh, la 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 eh, la eh, la eh, la la eh, la eh, la 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 eh, la eh, la eh, la la eh, la eh, la.
Thank you, Kerrville. This is a song called The Quiet Voice. Darling, darling, you're not okay. I can
shows me the pain. I feel the anger burning. Words hit you like hand grenades. Throw 'em back, you can make them pay. But maybe there's another way, hiding in the silence. Let the quiet voice drown out all the noise. Even when they're screaming out, I know that your love is louder. Let the battle cry fade away this time. Darling, you still have a choice. Listen to the quiet voice. Listen to the quiet voice. And I know, way down below, deep in the place you hide it, the eye of the storm, so clear and so calm, waiting for you to find it. Head spinning like a hurricane, hard to hear what you mean to say, but the storm won't go away until you climb inside it. Let the quiet voice drown out all the noise. Even when they're screaming out, I know that your love is louder. Let the battle cry fade away this time. Darling, we still have a choice. Yeah, listen to the quiet voice. And just 'cause they shout it, it doesn't make it true. 'Cause everyone gets the loudest when they're about to lose. Let the quiet voice drown out all the noise. Even when they're screaming out, I know that your love is louder. Let the battle cry fade away this time. Darling, we still have a choice. Yeah, listen to the quiet voice. Listen to the quiet voice.
Next up is Susan Contaneo. She is one of Boston's most respected singer-songwriters. She's been nominated twice as Best Americana Artist at the Boston Music Awards and won the 2018 Connecticut Folk Festival. She is honored and thrilled that this is her third time at the Kerrville New Folk.
Hi, Kerrville. I'm so excited to be here. If I close my eyes, I can almost see you. You're all sitting there. And up on the right is Sparkle Joe doing his thing. And down on the left is Neil taking pictures. And I hear the distant rumble of thunder because it's going to rain any minute. The first song I'm going to play for you is based on the fact that I am the proud daughter of a 92-year-old mom, and I am the proud mom of an 18-year-old daughter. And I've been thinking a lot about mothers and daughters and mothers and what we inherit and what we pass on. And this is my song. It's called Borrowed Blue. mothers and daughters, cut from the same cloth. We promise our hearts till death do we part, in front of the same God. We say I love you, then we say I do. Then we spend years saying I'm sorry, more than we have to. It's something borrowed, something blue. We've been handed down this sorrow, but we wear it as if it were true. It's something borrowed, something blue. Something blue. Daughters and mothers carry the same scars. We question our worth, what we deserve. We inhabit the same dark. We say I love you, then what do? We put ourselves down, put ourselves last. Look at our lives, a half-empty glass. That's something borrowed, something blue. We've been handed down this sorrow, but we wear it as if it were true. It's something borrowed, something blue. It's something blue. Can we undo what has been done? Is it set in stone who we become? My daughter, we have the same eyes. She's quick with a word, quick to feel hurt. Her shadows are all mine, and how I love her, as mothers do. And I'll be damned if I'll make her carry more than she has to. Of something borrowed, something blue. I've been handed down this sorrow, but I swear I won't make it true. It's something borrowed, something blue. Something blue. Something blue. All right, so for my next song, a few years ago, I had the unfortunate event in my life where I fell headfirst down a flight of stairs, which was terrible, and I broke a lot of bones, and it took a while for me to get better. I had a long rehab after that, and I kept thinking, what is the meaning of this? Why is this happening to me? And I really think that I believe in the phrase, like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And especially with what's going on in the world right now, I think that's a very good phrase to remember. So this is my next song, and it's called Broken Things. Digging in the garden, we search for buried treasure, broken china hiding in the dirt. A yellow rose, the ghost of a teacup, daisies on the hint of a plate, coming up like crocuses out of the earth. And we lay them on the sill in the sun, delicate and fragile everyone. Oh, the beauty in broken things, the beauty we are cut with memories, shattered by our history, left to wonder how we make it through. But look upon a stained glass window, so many pieces bound into one, colors come together in a holy hue. And we carry in us each and every shard, 'cause a life well lived must always bear a mark. Oh, the beauty in broken things, the beauty we can make our world and only feel the edges. We can speak our words and only hear the hurt. Or we can take each day a gift that is unspoken and see the beauty in the broken. The beauty in broken things. The beauty. Thank you. Miss you all. Take care and love you. Thanks again.
The next songwriter to introduce you to today is Jeremy Facknitz, hailing from Colorado Springs, Colorado. He carved out a living playing cover songs 2 to 3 to sometimes 4 nights per week in bars and pubs until a serious illness came about in 2017 and changed everything. He now performs his own songs at house concerts and listening rooms all over the US and Canada. Please help us welcome Jeremy Facknitz.
Welcome home, Kerrville 2020. My name is Jeremy Facknitz, and it is such an honor to be a New Folk finalist for 2020. And coming to you from my basement in Colorado Springs. It's not the pavilion, but it'll have to do for this year. I'm just happy to be here performing for you, whoever's watching. This first song was inspired by my daughter. We were at my mother-in-law's place in Carbondale, Colorado, and I was putting her down to bed, my daughter, not my mother-in-law, and she was asking me questions about spiritual stuff like life, death, and God, and I know I fumbled through some dumb dad answer. I don't remember what I said. But then I got on the bike after she fell asleep, and I wrote this song. I just needed some more time, I guess. This song is called Love So Big. I saw the moon rise over Mount Cypress. It rose so very fast. I couldn't believe how fast it came around. And I remembered that we're on this rock that spins us very fast. No, you wouldn't believe how fast it's spinning round. And I'm gonna make you a love so big you won't notice it at all. I'm gonna make you a love so big you won't notice it at all. Yeah, the big things go unnoticed, 'cause you are so very small. Feel the energy inside you. Well, the same thing made the sun, and it hung the star you wished upon tonight. So please remember that you're everything, and everything is one. Yeah, you are the star you wished upon tonight. And I'm gonna make you a love so big you won't notice it at all. I'm gonna make you a love so big you won't notice it at all. All the big things go unnoticed, 'cause you are so very small. Oh, but you won't stay that way, because you're growing up and you're changing every day. Oh, I hope I can keep up. I'll be okay if I just practice what I preach. I might keep you within reach. I'm gonna make you a love so big you won't notice it at all. I said that I'm gonna make you a love so big you won't notice it at all. All the big things go unnoticed, 'cause you are so very small. Yeah, but you won't stay that way, because you're growing up and you're changing every day. La da 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 da. Thank you very much. I can hear your applause in my mind. So now for something totally different. In April of 2019, I lost a good buddy of mine, a friend of mine, and a mentor to suicide. And it really shook me. He was the same age as me, had 2 kids like me, was a songwriter like me, and showed no signs that he was going to do this like me. And it shook me to my core, and I wanted to write a song about my anger that I was feeling toward him at that stage of my grief. But coming from the Detroit suburbs, I grew up on Motown, and you got to put a groove underneath the depressing lyrics, or else it's just maudlin. You got to have the bright sound at least. So I threw it to some major seventh chords, and this song is called "Son of a." Boy, you really punched our guts tonight. Gave it all you got. The shot came right out of the blue. No, sir, I never saw it coming. Suppose that everyone is capable. Count me one of countless friends who didn't have a clue. No, sir, I never saw it coming. 'Cause you were the one everybody turned to when the tank ran low. Didn't we all tell you so? 5, 6, 7, 8. I didn't know that you were suffering. I didn't know you felt so bad, or that you had a gun. No, sir, I never saw it coming. Now we are the ones lost between a sorrow over the fact that you're gone, and the anger 'cause you hid this and you did this. My, oh my, why do you go and do it with love to your life? And we could have helped you through it, but why ask why now? You left us here without any words. You son of a yeah, you son of a. Of which we can't find one, because you took all the answers with you, my, oh my. Why do you go and do it with love to your life? And we could have helped her through it, but why ask why now? You left us here without any words. You son of a yeah, you son of a. Here without any words, you son of a do 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 do. Yeah, you son of a. Thank you so much.
Okay, the next songwriter up, Abigail Lapel from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. She is a multi-award-winning songwriter and multi-instrumentalist from Toronto. She tours widely across Canada and the US and also Europe. Her albums have won 2 Canadian Folk Music Awards and reached over 8 million streams on Spotify. Her third release, Getaway, is out now.
I like that I'm looking at the mountains while singing a song about the mountains. Feels good. Oh, my heart is the shape of a mountain, a frozen peak
far, far below. My blood makes the sound of the ocean crashing waves that weep on the shore, and the tides are forever in motion, with nowhere to go. The rain in the desert, the frost on the vine, all the seasons have their reasons, and I have mine. My voice fills the walls of a canyon, a lonesome echo, deep and low, and this song is my constant companion. Wherever I go, and my song is the song of the highway. The sirens wail, it calls and I go. Say goodbye, and I will be on my way. When the cold north wind blows, oh, my heart is the shape of a mountain, frozen peak, asleep in the snow, with the foothills and the valleys surrounding. Far, far, far below.
The song is called Down by the Water. Where will you go, my darling daughter? I'm gonna live down by the water. If I ever could find the time, never no reason, no
Gonna send a dozen roses down the river like baby Moses, and I'll wash my tears away when I'm down in the river today. Gonna send a dozen roses, a dozen roses. And who will be your one and only when the days are lost and lonely, and the little bluebirds of spring go down to the river to sing? Who will hear their testimony? Sing a little song, darling. Sing it like a little blue starling, in the country or the town, and for miles all around. Sing a little song, darling. Now the days are getting harder. I'm gonna live down by the water. If I ever could find the time, never no reason or rhyme. Gonna live down by the water, down by the water. Gonna live down by the water, gonna live down by the water. Gonna live down by the water.
Merci beaucoup. What an amazing group of finalists. Truly, they are all winners. However, our judges have to pick 6. I don't envy their job. During the festival, Mike Williams hosts an evening for Club 7 at Camp Cuisine. Club 7 members are all of those new folk finalists who may have been the 7th unnamed winner. Mike and his partner Kathy were instrumental in selecting this year's finalists. I thank them both so much for their service. And I also want to thank Deb Rouse and Lindsay Lee, our New Folk ambassadors, who host and nurture the New Folk finalists from the moment they are announced. And to offer one more thanks to our sponsor, Grassy Hill, for all the support it gives to the world community of performing songwriters. The 2020 New Folk winners will be announced during this evening's concerts. See you there.